Welcome to class 16 of secretarial practice. In this class, we are going to deal with the third chapter, documents of company and secretarial duties. So what are the documents of company? As we know, there are various types of documents, which are very necessary in order to get your company registered. So like your memorandum of association, articles of association, prospectus. So there are various types of documents, and each document in detail we are going to study in this chapter. So the first document is called as memorandum of association. So what do you mean by memorandum of association first? So as we know, it is a primary document, right? A primary document prepared by the company, so which will contain the objectives, aims, nature, liabilities, etc. of the company. So it is a legal document. It is a legal document prepared during the formation and registration process of the company to define its relationship with its shareholders, and it specifies the objective for which the company is been formed. Okay, so why the company is been formed? The company can undertake only those activities that are mentioned in the memorandum of association. So the memorandum of association is going to lay down the boundary beyond which, or within which, the actions of the companies should be there, or beyond which the actions of the company cannot go. Okay, so it is just like a boundary. Whatever it is mentioned in the memorandum of association, according to that it should act. Okay, so memorandum of association, as I said you, so it is going to define the relationship with the shareholders. Okay, shareholders. So the member of it helps the shareholders, not only the shareholders, help the creditors and also the other person dealing with the company to know about the basic rights, basic powers of the company. So it has some contents, and the contents of memorandum of association will help you to, or help the prospect or the future shareholders in taking the right decision while thinking of investing in the company, whether to invest in that company or whether to not, and or whether not to invest in that company. Okay, so memorandum of association, so that must be signed at least by the two subscribers in case of private company, and in case of public company there should be at least 7 members. Okay, so there is some definition, or the general definition of memorandum of association. So it is a foundation upon which the structure of company is made. It describes the scope of company activity and its relationship with outsider, which mean, so here this definition says that, so it is a basis on which the whole activities of business is being conducted, or we can say it is a boundary without, beyond which it cannot move, right? So it is a foundation or a base for upon which the structure of company is made. Okay, so we can also say it is an associate memorandum of association can be defined as a document, so which sets out the constitutions of the company. So there are some definitions. The next is we are going to deal with the clauses of memorandum of association. So clauses is nothing but the contents of memorandum of association. What does it contain? The first, it contains the name clause. What is name clause? So it says that this clause specifies the name of the company, right? The company of the name of the company should not be identical to any existing company. Also, if it is a private company, then it should have a word called as private limited at the end, and in case of public company, it should have a word called as limited at the end of its name. So for example, ABC private limited in case of private company, and ABC limited in case of your public company. Okay, so name is required, otherwise we are not going to recognize it, right? The first clause of memorandum of association requires to state the name of the proposed company. So as we are going to name the child, so as it is as a person, we are going to treat company as a artificial person, so it should also have the name if we are going to consider it as a person, right? So company being a legal person must have its name to establish its identity. People should identify it, right? So the name of the company is a symbol of its personal existence to show that it is in existence. Okay, the memorandum should also state the name of company as limited. If it is a public company, if it is a private company, it should be private limited. So the next is your object clause. So what does this object clause speaks about? So object clause, the registered clause or registered office clause. So registered office clause, so this clause specifies the name of the company's state of the state in which the registered office of the company is situated. So this helps to determine the jurisdictions of the registrar of the companies. So the company is required to inform the location of registered office to the registrar of a company within how many days? Within 30 days from the date of incorporation or commencement of company. Okay. So it should specify its state in which the registered offices of the company is situated. So within 30 days of incorporation, the exact place where the registered office is to be located, so must be decided, and notice of this situation is to be given to the registrar, so who is to record the same. All communication or so all the communication must be addressed through this registered office. Okay, the next is your object clause. So object clause is nothing but the objective with which a company is formed. So it may be categorized into or three subcategories are there. So like your main objective, incidental objective, and other objective. Main objective states the main business of the company, and this incidental, so there are the object or the objects ancillary to the ancillary to attainment of main objective of the company. And the other objective, so any other objective, so which is not, or what you say, which may pursue and are not covered in A and B, so that we call it as other objective. Okay, so most important clause, this is the most important clause of your memorandum of association, so which defines defines the objective of company. So to what extent, the extent of its powers, extent of its activities, so the purpose, so that is to be informed to the members in what kind, or members to say that what kind of business, or in what kind of business their capital is being invested. Okay, or in what kind of business the capital is being used. So the person dealing with the company wants their want, or means they want to know what type of business the company is carrying out, and where they have invested their money, and what are their powers in that. Okay, the next is liability clause. So liability clause, so it states the liability of members of the company. So in case an unlimited company, the liability of member is unlimited, whereas in case of company limited by shares, the liability of member is restricted to the amount unpaid on the shares. So for a company limited by guarantee, a liability of the member is restricted by the amount each member has agreed to contribute. Okay, so it is or we can say the nature of liability is stated in this clause, so that the members incur. What type of liability the members are going to incur? If the company is incorporated with a limited liability, the clause must be, or the clause must state that the company is limited by shares. So it is, or it is omitted by unlimited company. Okay, if it is unlimited company, so you can skip this clause. The next is your capital clause. So this clause tells you the detail about the maximum capital that the company can raise, which is called as your authorized capital or nominal capital, we say. Okay, so this also explains the division of such capital amount into the number of shares on of the fixed amount each. Okay, so contains the amount of capital, so with which the company is registered. Okay, and the non or the nominal value or the number of shares and the value of shares into which it is divided, so this should be stated. Okay, so unlimited company may not have this clause. The last clause is your subscription clause. So the minimum number or minimum subscription of company, so we know public company minimum subscriber should be 7 and in private company it should be 2. So each subscriber must sign the document opposite to their name, the number of shares taken by them, so after the incorporation. So this is regarding your clauses of memorandum of association. And in the next class we deal with alteration of clauses, alteration of each clauses like your name clause, object clause, and what is the duty of secretary in connection with such alteration clauses. Okay, thank you.